Welcome to your weekly dose of global chaos. This week, China's massive uranium discovery, a bizarre 48-hour deadline in Syria, explosive DC political drama, and the latest on President Trump's health. If you want a fast, informative, and slightly humorous breakdown of the world's biggest headlines, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. All right, let's kick things off with a discovery that sounds straight out of a sci-fi movie. But trust me, it's very real and very significant. China, always one to make a splash on the global stage, has just announced a record-breaking uranium discovery in its Tarim Basin. Now, this isn't just any old rock find. We're talking about the world's deepest known industrial sandstone-type uranium deposit. Think about that for a second. They found it so deep, it probably has its own postal code down there. This isn't just a win for China's energy security, it's a potential game changer for the global nuclear energy landscape. More uranium means more fuel for nuclear power plants, which, depending on your perspective, is either a clean energy dream or a geopolitical chess move of epic proportions. Either way, it's a big deal, and it certainly adds a new layer to the ongoing global resource race. Speaking of resources and global power dynamics, let's pivot to a deeply concerning humanitarian crisis that continues to unfold, bringing us to the halls of the United Nations. Russia's UN representative, Vasily Nebenzia, didn't mince words this week, once again slamming what he termed the Israeli genocide in Gaza. His statement painted a stark and heartbreaking picture, asserting that Palestinians are facing an impossible choice, deciding whether they will die of hunger or while lining up for food rations. This isn't just diplomatic rhetoric, it's a grim reminder of the dire humanitarian situation on the ground, a crisis that continues to escalate despite international calls for de-escalation and aid. Voices from the global south, like those echoed by many African and Asian nations at the UN, have consistently highlighted the disproportionate suffering of civilians and the urgent need for unfettered humanitarian access, emphasizing the devastating impact of the conflict on everyday lives. It's a sobering counterpoint to the geopolitical maneuvering, reminding us of the human cost of these conflicts. And as if the situation couldn't get more complex, the Middle East continues to be a hotbed of surprising developments, with a particularly intriguing situation unfolding in Syria. Now, this next story is a real head-scratcher, a testament to the intricate and often contradictory alliances at play in the Middle East. Reports, notably confirmed by Al Jazeera and Israel Hayom, indicate a truly bizarre scenario unfolding in As-Suwaida, Syria. Apparently, Israel has given Syrian government forces permission to enter the city for a maximum of 48 hours. Yes, you heard that right. Israel granting permission to Syrian forces. The stated goal? To amend ties and de-escalate major ongoing clashes between Bedouin tribal forces and the local Druze sheiks. It seems the Bedouin forces have gained significant control in the western countryside of Suwaida and have even reached the city's entrance, leading to intense fighting. President Ahmad al-Shara has reportedly assured Israel that his forces won't overstay their welcome because, and here's the kicker, if they do, the IDF will carry out airstrikes against their convoys. So we have Israel acting as a temporary peacekeeper, or at least a timekeeper, for Syrian government forces in a volatile region. It's a delicate, high-stakes game of musical chairs, where the music stops after 48 hours, and if you're still on the dance floor, well, let's just say the party's over. This kind of limited, conditional permission highlights the complex, often unacknowledged back-channel communications and strategic interests at play in a region where enemies sometimes find common, albeit temporary ground. Shifting gears entirely, let's cross the Atlantic to the United States, where the political landscape is never dull, and this week was no exception. First up, in a move that certainly raised some eyebrows, Attorney General Pam Bondi fired Maurene Comey from her high-profile job as top DOJ Manhattan prosecutor. For those scoring at home, yes, that's Jamie Comey's daughter. And if that wasn't enough to make headlines, she was notably responsible for prosecuting high-profile cases involving Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, the official reasons for the dismissal are, as always, a bit opaque, but when you combine a famous last name with such sensitive cases, the rumor mill goes into overdrive. It's a reminder that even in the hallowed halls of justice, politics often plays a very visible role. In a related but far more disturbing development, a prominent congressman has made some truly shocking allegations. Rep. Thomas Massie, known for his independent streak, has thrown a bombshell into the political arena, alleging that the U.S. government is actively covering up crimes committed by child rapists. This is an incredibly serious accusation, one that, if true, would shake the foundations of public trust. While details remain scarce on the specifics of his claims, such allegations from a sitting congressman demand rigorous scrutiny and investigation. It's a stark reminder that even in the highest echelons of power, uncomfortable truths and dark secrets can lurk beneath the surface. And speaking of prominent political figures, there's been some rather personal news concerning President Trump. In a health update that probably had everyone reaching for their blood pressure monitors, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt announced that President Trump has been diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency following reports of leg swelling. Apparently, the bruising on his hand, which many had speculated about, is simply from frequent handshaking and aspirin use related to the condition. And for those concerned about his ticker, an echocardiogram confirmed normal heart function, with no signs of heart failure, kidney issues, or other systemic illness. So it seems President Trump is, medically speaking, doing just fine, aside from the usual wear and tear of a life in the public eye. Just another day in the fascinating world of political health bulletins. Meanwhile, across the pond, a significant shift in European policy has just occurred. Over in Europe, Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico, who has often been seen as a bit of a maverick in the EU, announced that Slovakia will no longer block the EU's 18th sanctions package against Russia. His reasoning? He claims the country has secured as much as it could. This is a notable development, as Slovakia had previously been a holdout on certain sanctions, often prioritizing its own economic interests. This move suggests a potential consolidation of EU unity on the sanctions front, even if it comes with the caveat that Fico believes he squeezed every last drop of concession out of the deal. It's a testament to the ongoing diplomatic tug-of-war within the EU regarding its stance on Russia. And speaking of political statements, one U.S. congressman is taking his grievances with the media to a very direct level. In a move that's sure to spark debate about media freedom and political influence, Trump-backed Representative Randy Fine has publicly declared war on the Wall Street Journal. Following an article by the WSJ concerning Trump and Epstein, Fine announced he'll be introducing legislation to end the House of Representatives' subscription contract with the paper, boldly stating that Americans shouldn't be paying for disgusting and filthy rags. Not stopping there, he's also directed his entire staff to delete their taxpayer-funded WSJ accounts. Talk about a strong review. This isn't just about a newspaper subscription, it's a clear signal of the ongoing battle between certain political factions and mainstream media outlets where disagreement often escalates to defund. Now let's head to West Africa, where a president has just made a very decisive and perhaps controversial move. In Burkina Faso, President Ibrahim Traoré, known for his decisive actions, has just dissolved the country's Electoral Commission. His reasoning? He simply called it a waste of money. This is a significant move in a nation that has seen its share of political upheaval. While proponents might argue it's a move towards efficiency or a restructuring of governance, critics will undoubtedly raise concerns about democratic processes and the integrity of future elections. It's a bold statement from a leader consolidating power, and it'll be interesting to see how this impacts Burkina Faso's political landscape moving forward. And finally, let's take a moment to appreciate the sheer power and beauty of our planet as Ethiopia's iconic Ertale volcano reminds us who's really in charge. In a truly awe-inspiring display, Ethiopia's iconic Ertale volcano is once again alive with breathtaking activity in the Afar region. We're talking glowing lava, rising smoke, and nature's raw power on full display. The latest eruptions, occurring in 4 locations near the main crater, have drawn the attention of both scientists and international tourists, all eager to witness this fiery spectacle. It's a striking reminder of Ethiopia's geological wonders unfolding in real time, a testament to the dynamic forces shaping our world, far removed from the political machinations and human dramas we've discussed. It's a powerful and humbling sight, and perhaps a good way to put everything into perspective. And that, my friends, wraps up our whirlwind tour of the week's most impactful and intriguing news. From deep Earth discoveries and complex geopolitical chess games to domestic political fireworks and the raw power of nature, It's been a week that reminds us how interconnected and unpredictable our world truly is. If you found this narrative engaging, informative, and maybe even chuckled a little, then do us a massive favor, smash that like button, share this video with anyone who loves staying in the know, and for goodness sakes, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on our next deep dive into the global chaos. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and try not to get caught in any 48-hour diplomatic deadlines.